This episode of the Game Club Pod contains spoilers for Yakuza 0. I was saying to Payne the other day that I really, because I've been, oh cool, we're recording. I've been sick with COVID, so I've not really had.
He's a COVIDy boy.
It's a COVIDy
had the
boy.
Rona.
I finally caught it, which sucks. Let me tell you, it's do not recommend at all. But I was saying to Payne, I really miss playing on Bun This Dipping Island.
On this dipping island. Well, we'll be back on it soon, right?
We will, for sure, once editor Alex is back from his well-deserved holiday.
Can I tell you a secret about Bun This Dipping Island?
Absolutely.
Slade, do you know what Bun This Dipping Island is?
I don't know what y'all are talking about, but I'm assuming it has something to do with the forest?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. It's the new Sons of the Forest. It's what Tim called, for some reason, I don't know why, it's what Tim called our island.
The trick is to turn your brain off.
Yeah, that's true.
That sounds right for anything Tim has ever named.
So the secret is that Alex and I played the forest with my friend Chris while Tim wasn't there, and I couldn't remember what the island was called, so I named it F*** You Bone Court because you guys couldn't make it.
No, that's sacrilege, and there will be a trial about this.
Yes, I'm sure it'll come up in Bone Court on Bun This Dipping Island.
So if you're confused about this, make sure you show up to the streams so you can understand.
Tune in to twitch.tv/SladePlaysGames.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Tim, what's the Twitch?
Game Club Pod.
Yeah, twitch.tv/GameClubPod. And really fun, by the time that this is out, we will be live streaming simultaneously with Twitch on YouTube. So if you want to watch us there, YouTube channel is youtube.com/GameClubPod.
Y'all are doing that too?
We're getting this.
Yeah, I've already made it, Slade.
Oh, okay. I didn't. No one told me.
We're getting this SEO on lock.
So in my streams, I realized I messed up the Statue of Liberty, and I have to take it apart, and I'm not looking forward to it. I actually rage quit building Legos today when I realized that.
For context, Slade's got
American.
Lego Statue of Liberty. He hasn't f***ed up the real thing.
Yeah,
Naughty American Slade.
I was showing them when I finish it. Next one up is this here, right? Which I'm really excited.
It's a big wooden tank.
Yeah, but it's got a statue of one of the museum's curators, David Fletcher.
Funny.
Nice.
He's referred to as the mustache of knowledge. And if you ever see him, if you picture like a cartoon dad talking and it's just the mustache moving, that's him giving a lecture, and it's endlessly entertaining to me.
That's funny because I call Tim the mustache of dad jokes.
I am.
Because when he starts them, he says, "I mustache you a question."
I'm trying to say that. I mustache tell you something, but that doesn't work at all.
It's I mustache you a question, but I will shave it for later.
I'll shave it for later.
Who's editing this one? Sorry,
that'll be me.
Okay, Tim, you can you can choose to do what you want with this. Slade, for another peek behind our internal curtain, I had a conversation with Tim a few days ago, and I said, I have an idea for the pod. What do you think of playing Doki Doki Literature Club? And Tim said, that is not podcast appropriate.
It's not podcast appropriate. It's not podcast appropriate whatsoever.
No.
So,
I
didn't
do you want to go
know
to the
twist.
Or...
Do you want to know why?
I
now know. I now know, and I watched a playthrough of it. I mean, I would have hated it because it's the exact kind of game that I hate, but... Oh, hello,
sorry,
Tim.
I opened my phone because I got a notification and TikTok was open.
Wow,
Tim.
Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Tim,
do you know, I found out the I thought it was a dirty noise, but it's actually not.
No.
It's to do with the American, it's either the Navy or the Army, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Someone has just put it in that voice.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, then.
It's a hoorah thing, isn't it?
Oh, other thing that came with my chair. Oh, and I have a few things I gotta plug. Hang on. It's the other thing I thought was really cool. I bought a chair from Secret Lab. These two have been listening to me talk about it. It's great, by the way. You should do it.
Yeah, you should listen to Slade on this podcast and think, bloody hell, that chair sounds great.
Look at that. It's Levi cleaning cloths.
I can't believe they made Levi wipes.
Yeah.
Who's Levi?
He makes jeans.
Oh, cool.
Oh, the other thing, I was gifted a game from.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this because the person who gifted you the game has made another game, right?
Yes. Well, they've made like 4 or 5 games.
Okay. What was the one that I found called?
So it's Team Sneed is who made it, and the one
I know where this is going.
The one you found was called Cuckold Simulator.
Yeah.
It's a thing, but anyways, thank you, Team Sneed, for the games.
There's DLC for Cuckold Simulator, a COVID-19 mask, and you can pay $1 for that.
Great. Wish I had that before I caught COVID.
These are the same people that have got. You have this game on your wish list, Slade. Elden Bling.
Yes.
Hell. Tim, can you cut all of this? Please?
Oh, all of this is going. It's being scrapped.
Please don't give this any.
It's not getting airtime.
Okay. Well, on the other side of that, this does need actual airtime. The episode should be out by now, but over on Gaming and Collecting Podcast, there was a anime roundtable to talk about your top 10 animes. I was on that. Please go give that a listen.
Go give it a listen. Wow.
What were your... Sorry, I shouldn't ask because it means people won't listen. What were your top 10, Slade? Just give us a sneak preview of your top few.
I'm going to go in, because it started out as a list of 20, believe it or not.
That was hard because you've not watched
3
20.
of the list, and then the audience has to listen to the episode to see where they come on your list.
Okay. I will drop 3 of them real quick. One of them is Higurashi. Wait, do you want to do my top 3 or just pick 3 at random?
Any 3, and then the audience has to go and listen to the episode.
Sure. Darling in the Franxx, Higurashi, When They Cry, and Licorice Recoil.
Okay.
Never heard of any of them. So
I know Darling in the Franxx. It's pretty good.
Yes, it's.
I don't know what. Sorry, what are these?
They're called animes, Joey.
What's that?
I love coming back to a new bit.
This bit's gone on forever. But anyways,
sorry, what bit do you mean?
You can catch me there, but also I got invited to be on. I don't know when it comes out, but I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure everybody knows the Cult-Worthy movie podcast.
Hey.
They're doing Anime April. I was invited to be on with Josh Scar, and we're going to be talking about some anime movies. Should be a good time.
Wow.
Keep a lookout for that as well.
Sorry, what kind of movies?
Right.
I think he called them Spanime.
Yeah, anime.
Animated movie. So like the Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
Big.
The Futurama specials when they got like brought back, they're anime, right?
Oh, cool. Watership Down.
Yeah, anime. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? Fox and the Hound. That's a good anime.
Pretty sure all of Winnie the Pooh.
Anyways, please make sure y'all go and listen to those if you haven't. And thank them for having me on as well.
I like to think that there are people listening to this going, I think I'll watch that now because I'm not sure they know what anime actually is.
They don't understand the genre.
They don't understand the artistic expression of fan service.
Shall we get on with an episode?
Let's do it, Tim. You need to do a spoiler warning.
I do. This game. I did it first episode back, everyone. This episode of the Game Club Pod contains spoilers for Yakuza 0.
Woo, Slade, play that music.
Oh, someone replaced your drink with clown juice.
Why did that make me so hard?
Hard to find.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I hope that actually sounded good on the microphone.
It
sounded
did not.
horrific.
All
I
right.
can do it again if you want me to. Here you go. I got you, Tim.
Great. Hello and welcome to Video Game. No, it's not Video Game Club anymore. Hello and welcome to Game Club Pod.
Let's start that bit again, Tim. Come on.
Thank you, will do.
Do it properly.
Game Club Pod, a fortnightly podcast where we discuss video games not too dissimilar from a book club. I'm one of your hosts, Tim, at Wembembo and everything. I'm joined by my usual co-host, Joey Fitz.
Hello, you can find me at Cuckold Simulator.
Great. And also, Slade Island.
Hey, you can find me at Slade Plays Games on Twitter and Twitch. Slade's Life on Instagram.
Well, he's normally playing Cuckold Simulator.
Sorry, I'm really sorry to give this more airtime. I'm on the Cuckold Simulator Steam.
For God's sake.
You gotta leave it in now, Tim.
No, it now has to stay in for context.
Yeah.
Can I just read you the description of this game?
Sure.
So it starts with capital letters for the first two words. Cuckold Simulator. The exciting new game where you play as a cuckold, brackets, that is his name, close brackets, in his day-to-day life. Work hard, give all your money to the bull, and verbally abused by your fat wife.
Jesus Christ.
It sounds horrific.
Slade, when are you going to stream it?
Do you think I'm getting... Hey, what's the password to the Game Club Pod Twitch account? I'll stream it there.
Hell no.
No.
All right, well, we're here to talk about Yakuza 0, but I have a question for you, gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
The last way you died in a video game is how you now die. How gruesome is it?
I fell off a ledge.
What game was it?
I can't say because it's coming up next for a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is boring. I think I fell off a ledge too.
Well, I got shot in the face. I can't say what mine is either because it's also for an upcoming game.
Good question, Tim.
Yep.
Can I ask what's the best death in a video game?
I mean,
gruesome
most
death.
of Mortal Kombat stuff has to be up there, right?
Yeah, I mean, because it's on purpose grotesque, though.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
No.
Anything from Postal.
Yeah, especially Postal 2, because you could pee on somebody enough in that game to make them die. Tim, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a knockoff San Miguel called Martinez.
Okay.
I think the most gruesome way to die is the way in Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
All right, cool. Well,
Slade, sorry, can you say that again? I don't know what game you're talking about.
Among Us.
The what?
Among Us.
Very good.
Good. Well, we're here to talk about Yakuza 0. Just to kind of give a bit of a rundown, Yakuza 0 is actually a prequel to the long-running Yakuza 0 series made by Sega and Ryoga Gotoku Studio, or Like a Dragon, which, if you're familiar with the Yakuza series, you'll know that Yakuza shares a subtitle, Like a Dragon. It was released on the 12th of March, 2015, which I think, as of the time of this recording, its anniversary is actually coming up in 2 days. It released on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, Xbox Game Pass, so you can stream it to anything that can stream things, Microsoft Windows, and the Amazon Luna, as well as Steam. It's got a 10 out of 10 on Steam and 86% on Metacritic, and it won the award for excellence in future division at the Japanese Game Awards.
Excellent.
I'm going to go to immediate thoughts. Joey?
So, I didn't enjoy Yakuza 0 particularly. The main story felt like it got in the way of the actual fun bits, which are like the mini games, and I felt like you could have played Yakuza Mario Party much more enjoyably than the actual story, which I just there was something about how they split the dialogue options of you're either reading a visual novel, a animated cutscene, or like a mixture between the two, and it just didn't feel consistent. It felt in places like it was really rushed, but then the character models looked excellent and the mini games were well thought out and quite fun. So I couldn't work out if they rushed the story and just threw it together as like a glue to hold together all the fun bits of the game. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I do get what you're saying. With regards to the cutscene, because there's like the game with its cutscenes takes on like 3 different art styles. Joey's right with like there's like a visual novel one, there's like a presentation slideshow one, and there's like actual fully animated cutscenes ones. Mm-hmm. I always took it as the fully animated cutscenes are happening, verbal conversations, physical actions. The presentation one's kind of happening as like almost glances and exchanges, like subconscious conversations. Like they were thinking things, and then the conversations is conversations where there's not much action going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like they could have either stopped it or just done it consistently. I also thought it was quite funny that there was a lot of missions that were like, find a phone box. And then
Yeah.
the whole mission was to walk about 10 steps down the street into a phone box. And that was it. It was just a bit, I don't know, just something about it didn't feel like it was made to be fun,
Okay.
which sounds mad, but the mini games were fun. I, for some reason, enjoyed fishing, where I could catch a shark eventually. That was fun.
Good.
I watched Slade stream some of this, and I enjoyed him doing the karaoke. I didn't understand the meme he was talking about, but he
What?
he got a
Dame
kick out of
Dane,
it.
Bakametai.
Yeah, I was like,
think that's
it's
the
the
one.
source of the meme.
Yeah, I've never seen that meme, but Slade enjoyed it, which I liked. I was happy to see him enjoy it. I didn't understand the card collecting, and Tim, I brought this up with you. The card collecting unlocks you real life softcore porn,
Yes.
which why?
So there's an NPC in the game called Mr. Libido, who is looking for these these idol cards. Sorry, it's Japan. So they're looking for these cards with these pop stars on them, which they call idols over there, or idol cards. And apparently these are a real thing. But Mr. Libido is basically just this like guy who is all about sex. He's all about having a libido, and he is the guy who runs the softcore porn places. So by getting the cards, you give them to him. He'll give you the videos.
Right. So I've made it clear that I don't understand nor watch anime, but if I was to, and let's hypothetically say that I may have watched an anime. I haven't. I've never seen an anime, but hypothetically, the thing I would hate most about that is the character that's only there to be sexually charged, and the fact that there is one of these in this video game irks me.
I mean, for what it's worth, he's very unimportant to the story.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I think a lot of it was. The thing is, a lot of the story is unimportant to the story. Does that make sense?
I mean, I think this is one of these games, and I've said it on a lot of episodes before. I personally enjoy a game that makes you tell a story afterwards, and this game makes you tell stories. Like the plot is almost there as a suggestion.
Yeah, it's a very long game to have a plot there as a suggestion, though.
About 30 hours total.
Yeah, it's very long for a suggestion.
All right, Slade, your thoughts?
Sure. Notebook time.
Notebook. Okay, good.
Notebook time. Yakuza 0, while you're playing this, button mash X to win. Find an anime to put on in the background. Personally, I watched all of Fruits Basket. Would highly recommend Fruits Basket. A lot of waiting, a lot of slow walking when you're doing escort missions. And I forgot how dreadful escort missions are when the person you're escorting can die. Other than that, it's really amazing what you can accomplish with a simple baseball bat at times.
The potential is unbelievable.
I am 100% lost on the story. Not really interested. It's the best fighting game I've played since Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, however. Why does everybody dress like a JoJo character reject? Tim should get that
Japan.
one. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? The cutscene thing, I'm not going to repeat what Joey said, but I'm with him on that. I also forgot how awful that QTEs can be at times when you're like not ready for it because you think you're like watching a little cutscene in the middle of a fight.
Well, that's why it's called a quick time event. You got to be quick.
I know, if you're like me, sometimes I just put the controller down if they're taking too long, and then it yells at me to press X, and it's too late. I don't agree with the minigames thing, and the one I want to bring up is the club management one.
Oh my god, the cabaret club! I loved it.
I want to bring that up because, see, in a minigame, let's use Mario Party, like Joey said. Mario Party is like the kingpin of minigames, right? And you notice it's less than a paragraph for you to know how to play the minigame.
Yes.
It's not 7 pages of instructions on how to play the minigame. That's too much. That's a game. That's not a minigame.
That was a maxi game.
Yeah, exactly. 99% of it is where the fuck do I go? Because I got turned around so many times, but I also lead that to I'm not used to navigating cities in general. I've said before, my nearest neighbor is like 100 foot away from me. I live in a very spread out place, so when I go to big cities, I get lost as well in person. I was completely. Tim could tell you I was turned around in England like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Other than that, this also makes me realize I was still correct that the only JRPGs, or I guess you would call this a JRPG.
More of a. It's not a JRPG.
What would you call this?
It's a beat 'em up with RPG elements.
Okay, well, anyways, unless it starts with the words persona, I don't enjoy it very much. I will say, I'm with Joey though. The beating up angry looking Japanese men with a bicycle is never not entertaining. I just don't want to sit through 20, 30 minutes of cutscenes to get back to beating up angry looking Japanese men with bicycles or whatever the nearest office plant is.
Yeah, okay.
I was uninterested. I just wanted to go back to beating people up with the most ridiculous things I could get Cosmic Kiryu to pick up, or beating people to death with the baseball bat as the ponytailed guy.
Goro Mijima.
That guy, yes.
It blows my mind that you can remember all these names. I can't remember my next door neighbour's names sometimes.
For my thoughts, I loved pretty much every second of this. I will agree with Joey in that the cutscenes maybe go on a little too long, but I loved the story. I loved the characters. The gameplay was engaging. The cabaret mini club was one of my favorites, where you have to run the cabaret clubs. This is a game to me that lives and dies on its side quests and mini games. Like, it plays its main story, straight as an arrow, very, very serious, very, very grounded. But then, you'll be doing some wacky adventure off to the side. Now, I've actually kept a list of all the things that I did while playing Yakuza 0 as side quests.
Nice.
And I'd just like to run through some of them and see if you guys had a similar experience to me with any of these.
Let's do it.
All right. So I've found an Italian prostitute in an alleyway and gave her pizza that I ordered from a place called Smile Burger so that she could find love.
No. Actually, I don't think I did any of the side quests.
You are missing out.
Yeah, the side quests were the best bit, Slade.
I beeline through the story, so I'm going to miss the majority. Unless it forced me to do it, I'm going to miss out on these.
I didn't do that, Tim.
So I've got escorted a man wearing a nice jacket across a bridge while pissed off bikers tried to beat him up.
Yep, did that.
You know about that one? That's good. Went into a phone sex club that played like a first-person shooter and wound up on 2 dates. One that was successful, but one wound up with me meeting a catfish MILF who pegged me in a movie theater and left me limping.
And then he went home and played Yakuza.
I've got one here that's... while attempting to find a man's daughter at a hostess club, the man found out it wasn't his daughter and forgot all about his daughter when the host started calling him daddy.
Yeah, did that.
Great quest. Ran away from Mr. Shakedown a lot. Now, Mr. Shakedown is an NPC that you can just randomly run into, and all he is just a big man, and he is you have to do what's called self-defense mugging, where
I got spiteful and ended up grinding up a lot of money to go beat the hell out of
So
him.
the whole thing is with Mr. Shakedown, Joe, I don't know if you know this. If he catches you and beats you, he takes all of your money, all of it.
Wow.
And the good thing is, though, that if you see him again and you beat him in a fight, you'll not only get all of your money back, but also 15% interest. So it's a bit like a bank.
So it's worth losing your money.
To an extent, but then obviously you can't do anything. I've got one here where I pretended to be a producer on a cooking show, and then when the real producer showed up, I beat him up and called him a fraud.
No, I didn't do that.
I've got... became the leader of a chain of cabaret clubs, having to learn all the girls' hand signals so they could manage their clients, ranging from "I need a drink" to "this guy has a knife." And you just kind of have to learn this. The cabaret clubs are fun, and I would legit enjoy an entire game out of it. But if you master it, you get a 4th fighting style with Goro Mijima, which is very fun.
I did a bit of the cabaret club. I obviously didn't go into it as much as you did.
I did it the one time and was like, yeah, no, it's too complicated.
I loved
and
it.
Just moved on.
There is also there's one that I didn't do where if you're playing as Kiryu, you can do a real estate series of quests, and if you bring Tachibana real estate, you end up working for enough money through your real estate, you get a 4th fighting option.
Nice.
So I helped a diaper-wearing man at a phone booth called Mr. Libido find Pop Idol trading cards, and when he was going, he said that he was going to, quote, whack the weasel.
I did a bit of that. Not whacking the weasel, sorry. I helped Mr. Libido out a bit.
Helped a school child stop his girlfriend from selling her pants to strangers.
Nope.
That was one. Befriended a cashier when I bought an entire convenience store worth of energy drinks for health. Karaoke, lots of karaoke, indoor batting machine and drunken darts, funky disco dance clubs, crane games for an expensive escort date complete with sushi.
Nice.
I was asked to be in a music video for a musician called Miracle Johnson. It was directed by Steven Spinning, director of the Indian Jeans movies. My role was to beat up the extras.
So I was going to bring up Steven Spinning. It's definitely
funny.
Steven Spielberg, isn't it?
Yes, a Miracle Johnson is absolutely Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Tim, it sounds to me like you're just describing like WarioWare, and the game that you're now describing to me sounds much more enjoyable than what I went through for 17 hours.
I've got one where I played a crane game for an hour in my own free time because I wanted Don-chan from Taiko no Tatsujin.
Wow.
And also, I joined a breakdance crew and had a breakdance battle while busking on a bridge.
Yeah, I did that as well.
Yeah, those are just some of the side quests I had.
The side quests, like we said, were the best bits of the game. If, like you said, Tim, maybe not a whole game about the cabaret management. I mean, it would make sense as its own game, but if they cut out the main story and all you had to do was like sim and go and have fun and do these wacky side quests, I would really enjoy this game.
Right. I've just remembered one where I don't remember the exact details of the quest, but there was a guy simping over a girl to go and get her gum as he knocked me down the street. Mm-hmm. So I ran after him, found out what was wrong, and bought him some new shoes so he could simp harder. That was the quest. We should probably talk story for this game. And it is a doozy because it is kind of complicated and lots of interlocking parts. Mm-hmm. So the story takes place really in two cities in 1980s Japan, starting out in Kamurocho with Kazuma Kiryu, who is working for the Tojo clan, a family of Yakuza. And they run essentially the real estate in Kamurocho's downtown city center. Now, you're sent out on a collection job for a local loan shark to go and collect money from a guy. But then a few hours later, the guy that you collected winds up dead in the alleyway that you collected the money from. So but you didn't do it. So there's been a framed murder. And of course, the Yakuza are there to try and kick you out. Eventually, Kiryu gets picked up by a new Yakuza man in town called Tachibana, who is running a real estate company, and you find out about him through another Yakuza man called Oda, who works for Tachibana. You find out essentially about Tachibana through local businesses, essentially discussing with each other, waiting for Tachibana to come out and buy their business, because no matter what happens, Tojo family can't seem to get the businesses to sell, but Tachibana just comes in and the business is gone in about 5 minutes. So you end up working for Tachibana to try and secure a deal on this place called the Empty Lot, which is the place where the murder took place. All the while, we're trying to unravel this murder mystery. Cut to Osaka, where you play as Goro Michiba, who is running a cabaret club called The Grand. He is known as the Lord of the Night, and he's very suave, very stylish, very customer first. And he is running a cabaret club to try and get back into the Yakuza. He's essentially a estranged Yakuza after he failed a job. Now, he is sent by the person that he's reporting to, a man called Sagawa, to go and kill this girl who is blind, but it's not really established as to why he wants to kill or why he wants her dead. Now, the story seems to cut back and forth as you unravel this mystery, and what it turns out is happening is that this girl, this blind girl, her grandfather owned the empty lot. And the reason there was a murder pinned on the property is because that would bring the property price down, and so the Tojo clan could buy it. However, she's related to Tachibana, but before he can buy the property, he is killed by the Tojo clan when he goes to Kamurocho to find her. You then go on a bit of a revenge mission, taking down the heads of the Tojo clan until you are accepted back into the group without them wanting to kill you. That is a very much whistle-stop tour of the story.
You forgot the bit where you got pegged in a cinema in the main story.
I did get pegged in a cinema, you are right.
Jesus.
That day, so just to touch on the first-person shooter aspect of the phone dating game, the whole thing is that you're meant to time your shots with the particular conversation pieces. that you want to have. And one of that date started off with me saying, "Hey, why don't we go and punch kangaroos?" And she seemed to be into it.
It was very much that kind of game, I think, was if you take it seriously, you're going to have a bad time. I think that's why, and maybe in reflection, that's why I didn't enjoy the main story, is because it took itself quite seriously, whereas the mini games didn't. So that's why I felt they were more fun.
I would really encourage you to go back and see some of the mini games, because the ones that I covered, I say mini games, side quests. The ones that I covered, they don't even begin to scratch the surface of the things you can do in that game.
Yeah,
Right.
But I'm right in thinking that if you progress the story, it locks off certain side quests, right?
That's
so you
right.
would have to do it from the start.
That's right.
Yeah, and it does say things like, "Hey, do you want to go to bed tonight, or do you want to hang out in the city for a bit longer?" Like it does give you like a little warning.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you
It's not
can't
like,
progress. You can't go back.
Yeah, it is. It isn't like Persona where it's like, you have 2 time slots in your day.
Yeah. Lol, it's February. Your year is over. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
No, this is very upfront and been like, hey, you can't go back. Do you want to do anything else while you're here?
Yeah.
Good. Sorry, Joe,
I was
going to
say let's talk about the city. Let's talk about the world it's in.
Yes.
What did you think of the city?
So Joey and I were briefly talking about this. I really, really enjoyed it. It's open world in the biggest inverted commas I could possibly give, because while the world itself is very, very small, it's very, very deep and intricate in the things that you can do. I said to Joey about an inch wide but a mile deep.
Yeah. It certainly is an inch wide, though.
It's very small, both worlds.
I was expecting like GTA levels of city. Maybe not the outside bit, but the city itself. And obviously you don't have the cars and stuff to get around, so doesn't need to feel that big. But I think it's well designed. It looks very nice, but it does have the one thing that I think is pretty unforgivable in today's age of gaming, and that's it. Obvious invisible walls.
Yes, I'm not a fan of invisible walls. I think the only time that it's really excusable in Kamurocho is when there's quite clearly a main road that, you wouldn't really want to cross because you'd be hit by a car.
Yeah.
So some of you know this. My girlfriend actually spent a year in Japan teaching English, and so she was interested in some of the signs and the culture that's in the game. So I spent a lot of time trying to understand the signs as well, because I'm Japanese. There's one store that I really wanted to highlight called Don Quixote, that you guys might have seen. It's one of these stores that has a bit of everything, and it's very enigmatic of a typical Japanese everything store because it has its own theme song as well that plays on loop in the shop.
Sounds fun.
Dun, 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 donkey, donkey, hate. Whatever man thing, yes, jungle. Dun, 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 donkey, donkey, hate. なんでも揃って便利なお店。Donkey hate.
Yeah.
What does Don Quixote actually mean?
The Don Quixote is the name of an explorer.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Wasn't he like an explorer in like the 16th,
Something like
17th
that.
century?
Yeah.
Don Corleone, right?
Don Corleone,
Yeah.
The famous explorer.
the famous explorer.
What did you think of the world, Slade?
Like I said, I got lost a lot, but it's a different place. To give you an idea, you could drop me off in Fallout 4 and I could walk from point A to point B without opening the map. You drop me somewhere that's like wide open space, I can figure out where the hell I need to go. But in this, absolutely not.
See, I'm the other way around. You give me, tight and closed environments, and I'll be making mental marks of that's over there, that's over
That's
there.
why
I can
that's why
navigate my
Tim
way.
sleeps in a coffin.
I do.
I think this is just like a difference of where we, have grown up and used to navigating.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and also in my skill set and work as well, I go out into a field and have to figure out where everything is going to go with 0 landmarks.
Diggy diggy hole.
Yeah, so it's, I just think it's not a skill set that I have.
It's fair. What would you guys say your shining light for the game is?
The fishing game.
Fishing game. I actually didn't do the fishing game at all.
The fishing game comes off so boring for a very, very long time. But if you wait and wait and wait and wait and reject all the fish that take your line, a great white shark jumps out of the water and it catches you so off guard. It was just, it was really funny.
Slade?
I stand by the beating up very serious Japanese men with bicycles. It's never the catharsis of itself is perfect.
I think the fighting element of this game is so the beat 'em up element is really strong. What I really never got the grasp of in my full playthrough of it was the environmental like knockouts. I thought I was getting the hang of it for a while, but then I realized I was performing the same two over and over again, despite I'm sure a lot of the environments having like 9-10 different versions. I could only manage to work out 2 or 3 of them.
I never worked out blocking.
I didn't bother with blocking. I just dodged a lot. But
can we say what the worst thing in the combat is? And I feel like we're all going to agree.
Go on.
Guns.
No, guns are fine. You can dodge them.
I died
in the last.
For everyone,
I was sitting there.
For everyone listening, imagine the meme where the guy goes,
aliens meme.
Aliens. That's exactly what Slade did when he went, guns.
It's the first time I've been anti-gun in my life.
There's
because they shoot you twice. I had like the maxed out health. I'd spent the money. You get shot 3 times and you're falling over dead.
But if you pick up their gun, you can just shoot them or throw the gun at them.
Or peg them in a cinema.
Right, peg them in a cinema. That's what I'll remember.
There you go.
When I don't go back and play this.
I honestly think the thing that I'm going to take away from this game is just like, it's not even the side quests themselves. It's like you'll get halfway through a side quest and you'll just be like, what the fuck am I doing? That's what got me.
But in a really good way.
There's such an amusement in watching. Like they have this like stoic, really angry Japanese man face, which I cannot get over. And it's still like the one thing I think about for Yakuza. And just watching them sing the Dame Dame song or whatever it's so funny.
There's a really good track that Goro Majima has called 24 Hour Cinderella, and if you haven't seen the cutscene, I encourage you to look it up.
Yeah, it's really funny.
So it was really lovely, Slade. I think you should sing all of our outros.
Absolutely not.
There's just go back to the fighting style. Both Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Mijima have 3 individual fighting styles at base, and then as mentioned before, there's an extra 4th fighting style per character if you do their very involved side quest. For Kiryu, there's the Brawler, there's the Beast, and there's the other one.
The big boy.
All I used was Brawler because that's the one that let me pick up bicycles and trash cans and other things to hit people with.
You can pick them up with anything, but if you go to Beast, he gains about like 300 pounds of muscle mass and just starts swinging with orangutan strength.
Yeah, he's also very slow in that method.
Yeah, but you can just pick people up and throw them around. So it's fantastic. But then Goro Mijima's got essentially like a brawler kind of stance. He's got a breakdancing stance and he has a baseball bat stance, which is just he has a baseball bat.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of things you can solve with the baseball bat.
It's amazing. Like you can choose.
Don't bother with anything else. Just use the baseball bat.
Although it is very funny to break dance on your enemies.
Yeah, Karate Kid would be a very different film if he learned the baseball bat stance.
Well, he's just stood there like in the middle of like a mob brawl, essentially wielding a baseball bat like it's nunchucks. And like no one can do anything about him.
Every time I just hit somebody with like so you do this thing where you charge what's called heat, and like if you have a certain amount of heat, then you can do like a special move. That's the only time I didn't press X because you press Y to do those. Mm-hmm. Nice. And I always called it sending him to horny jail.
It's a
when
big
I hit him
bonk.
with the baseball bat. Yeah.
But on the topic of using heat for moves, Joey touched on it earlier with the environmental knockouts. It's unfortunate that you encountered only like the same two or three over and over again, because this game does have hundreds of animations.
Sorry, when I say 2 or 3, I mean per environment, per like mob fight. I was trying to like lure people over to different areas of the map, but could not get the hang of the environmental knockouts.
Well, like the thing that I found was just like it seemed to be that no matter what I did, there was a different knockout animation for everything. I had ones for like where I was carrying a sofa, and some where I was just stood next to a rail, and like, and then somewhere it's like, oh, you put a box on their head and kick them into the sewer. It's like, oh, cool, great.
I knew they existed, so I went and watched a YouTube compilation in the end, but I didn't. I was like, am I not unlocking something here that I should? Because I basically got the rail and one where they get like stomped into the tarmac a lot.
Yeah.
It's I think the stomping in the tarmac one's a pretty common one, but there are a lot of animations to consider.
There's like also one for everything you could give them to pick up.
Yeah. There's like a few. So like, for example, if you're in beast mode with Kazuma Kiryu, and you're holding like, let's say, a sign for a sandwich shop. If your enemy is in front of you, there's an animation. If there's an enemy stood with their back to you, there's an animation. If they're on the ground facing up, there's an animation. If they're on the ground facing down, there's an animation.
But see, this harks back to my point that I made in my thoughts, in that if they can animate 10 million different scenarios of where an enemy stood, plus what you're carrying, plus your fighting stance, why do they have visual novel style cutscenes?
Well, they got distracted, see, Joey, making all of these different knockout positions, and then we're like, oh shit, we forgot to animate.
I think I maybe just missed something when it comes to these kind of games.
No, I don't know.
I get it. Right, what else is there to talk about with Yakuza?
That's about it, really.
What film were you watching when you had your good time?
I had a good time.
Yeah, when you got pegged in the cinema.
I think it was Finding Nemo.
Catwoman.
No. Now Tim can only watch Catwoman while getting pegged.
Or being pussy whipped. So he nearly spat out his drink. All right, shall we go to scores and thoughts and that wrap up Yakuza?
Sure, I have the document ready.
All right, I'm going to go to Slade first.
Sure. Listen to me last week. It's getting another 4. There's some
seems,
charming elements, but the overall thing is not great.
that seems very harsh to me, but okay.
It was between a 4 or 5, and the last level kind of tanked it for me. I kept getting shot to death over and over.
Right, okay.
The last level of a game, difficult? Well, I never.
Oh, my stars.
This is the
Joey.
word come to. Slade, I'm guessing you're not recommending.
You know what? It's a weird recommend. So go take a look at it, but it's on Game Pass, so you have no money commitment. While it's on Game Pass, take a look at it, but don't get too invested. Apparently, do the side quests. I was wrong. There's what you'll get.
Yeah, so I have a couple of things to add to this really quickly. If you play this on computer, the game size is 25 gig, and for the amount of content within that game, 25 gig is a lovely size to download. I think if you enjoy insanity, and like Tim said, I think like water cooler moments in video games, Yakuza 0 is one that you will really enjoy. Don't rush through it for a podcast is my recommendation. Take your time and enjoy the insanity and embrace the insanity. I didn't enjoy the story like that. The long and short of it, I did not enjoy the story at all. I think that something doesn't quite translate well with a lot of these kind of games for me. But I did enjoy the side quests, and I did enjoy the insanity, and I did enjoy that, like, punching people, they exploded money, and that stupid kind of element of it. So I'm going to give it, like, a fairly harsh 7.
Okay.
With a recommend to play the side quests.
Okay, cool. I loved the vast majority of this game. The only thing I didn't like is that the cutscenes went on a bit too long at times. That's my main criticism. I'm giving this a 9.5. This is one of my games of the year.
Do you know, the other thing I really liked about this is if you're a fan of retro games, go to the arcade because you can play full retro games within Yakuza 0.
So because of playing this game, I actually picked up Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is, in terms of the Yakuza chronological time series, that's the latest in the series. You can attend the Sega arcades, which actually are in Kamurocho and Osaka in real life, but they've just put things like Virtua Fighter 5 just in the game. You can just go and play full Virtua Fighter 5 or Daytona or Sonic or whatever you want in the arcades.
Yeah, it's very cool. Like, I think it's very clever. And I think it's, I played this, sorry for clarity, I played this on Xbox.
So did I, by the way.
But if you play this on Steam, they've optimized it so well that the requirements for your build are really, really low.
It's a very well polished game.
So low. And also, it's got, if you have got a really good build, it's got an uncapped frame rate, which is always lovely to see. Yeah, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So 9.5 is, I think, I don't know if I'd go 9.5, but I think I can understand why you enjoyed this so much, Tim.
Yeah, like I adored the vast majority of this game.
I'm glad y'all talked for a while because I was having to figure out what I did wrong in the spreadsheet. Thanks for that.
Let's go to a new section.
Hang on, real quick. The average score overall is a 6.8 with three. I'm gonna say 2 wobbly recommends that I strongly recommend.
No, mine is a recommend. So 1 wobbly.
Is it okay? Mine's gonna be a wobbly. I say give it like 3-4 hours, see if you like it or not, but don't feel bad about tapping.
You'll know if you'll like it in 3 or 4 hours.
I actually think you might need a bit more. I think the true insane mini games come a little bit late.
I know. I'm just thinking about like that first chapter.
The first chapter was not strong.
Well, what we said, to the second chapter of Persona.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do 2. I'll give it 2, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with my 4. But it's a wobbly recommend. Just put a few hours into it, give it a shot. It's on Game Pass. It's not going to kill you to download it at the moment.
Cool.
Or stream it with xCloud. Wow.
Let's head over to a certain corner of the room here. Oh, Slade, is that? It's looking really steamy over there. Is that Wembembo's Steam Deck corner? The steamy corner. It's lovely and steamy. Ooh, a sauna.
Yeah, it runs really well on the Steam Deck.
That was the end of Tim's steamy corner.
So, I got a Steam Deck. I think.
Have you? You've not mentioned it.
Not once.
Tim got a Steam Deck. I got a chair.
Peek behind the curtain.
I got mental health issues. It's
the best Christmas ever, frankly. Peek behind the curtain. We have a list of games that we play. That's not really a secret, but thanks to the Steam Deck, I've been able to blitz through them.
Tim's so fast forward. He's playing in November.
Yeah, I'm most of the way through the year at this point, which is great for me. Yes, it plays very, very well on the Steam Deck. It do good. Now, the Steam Deck is only capped to like 60 FPS, so I played the vast majority at 60 FPS, but I did try on PC. And Joey's right, the uncapped frame rate is very, very nice. For example, one of my monitors is 165 hertz, so I was able to play this game at 2K 165. Very, very fun.
Very good. And that was Tim's Steamy Steam corner.
Can I give you a controversial opinion about frame rate?
Go on.
As long as it's stable, it doesn't really matter. 30, 60, 90, 120, whatever you're getting.
No,
but as long as it's stable and doesn't dip and go around, it's fine.
Unless you play Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64, which is capped at 12 frames a second.
20 frames per second for that game.
It depends if you're playing on the US or EU version.
Or Japanese.
There was a different frame rate on all of them.
Yes, sir.
I think that's fair, to be honest, because games like Bloodborne, whilst I would rather they were in 60, capped at 30 and play fine.
It's still on, even on playing it on my PS5, it looked good.
Sony, bring Bloodborne to PC, you cowards.
They're not going to do that. PlayStation hates gamers.
No, they're bringing stuff over. They've brought Uncharted, and they considered other things.
Days Gone's on there.
Days Gone is on there. Joey very graciously bought me that.
Hang on, I might be having to make I do have to make a correction.
What's your correction?
Okay, so for Signalis. No. For Signalis, it also gets a 6.8 because I'd made the typo there as well.
What?
Yeah.
What was it before?
Well, it was only averaging my score and your score, Joey.
Oh, the form
So-
I hadn't copied over.
Yeah, I didn't copy over correctly. So originally it said 6.3, but yeah, it's supposed to be a 6.8.
All right, cool.
Wow.
Well, join us in 2 weeks' time where Slade will be taste testing batteries to find out which one is the sourest.
I think
That's
it's
not-
Duracell.
Do y'all not do that?
All right, we're going to get some
No,
interesting results in 2 weeks.
Do you not check a 9-volt battery with your tongue to see if it still has voltage?
Suddenly,
No.
so much of what I know about Slade makes more sense.
But the fog has cleared.
Hey, we're going to be playing. We're
yes.
back to Half-Life 2, episode 1 and 2. We're going to talk about both at one time because
Yep.
they're not very long.
Dual episode, baby.
Cool. Well,
I have a question about how we're doing the scoring on that, by the way.
Well, we'll come back to it
Yes.
in the next episode. Thanks very much for stopping by. Stick around for the post-amble where we might be playing a game. How strange.
What?
See you later, listener. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Hello, it's post-amble time. Hello.
Hello. Tim left 0 seconds for editing purposes.
he's-
I
Yeah.
have made editing a challenge.
I'm going to say I have made a grave mistake. Well, let's see if I
Foolish
can
error.
be more successful than last time.
Ah. What?
So Joey just held his fist up
You
in the
don't
air angrily, and we didn't hear a thing that just happened.
For fuck's sake, it's playing in my ears right now.
It looked like you were
is-
just doing the old man yells at cloud thing.
That's how Joey is every time he hears my score. Arr!
That's a great face.
Why? Why did that not work? Let's try again.
Tim, while he sorts this out, you watched any good animes lately?
Did you not
no.
hear that?
No,
No.
not at all.
We'll shut up when we can.
Fucking
Let's say again. All
Here I
uncensored,
was
just for the kids.
celebrating. Oh yeah, I've got this all sorted. Fucking bag.
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 You know, a bag of twats. I'm going to try for a third time, and if not, Tim, I'm just going to send you the
Yeah, that's fine. I can work it in.
It'll be a surprise to all of
Oh,
us.
for God's sake, it's not working.
Just send me the file.
I'll send you the file.
It's gonna be in the post-amble. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be in the post-amble. Welcome to the post-amble, everybody. Joey's a
Charming fellow and excellent game show host.
Heat is on, the time is right. It's time for you to play your game. 'Cause people are coming, everyone's trying to be the best that they can when they're going for. Get over here!
Well, welcome to Going to Get Over Here, the most anticlimactic game show you've ever heard. If you don't know what it is by now, why are you still here? Why have you been listening to us talk for an hour on Yakuza 0 and not any of our other episodes?
Go listen to them, you creep.
You bag. I don't mean that. We love every one of you.
Don't call our audience
I'm
bags.
calling them stupids.
Well, they are.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So the rules of this are very simple. I will give you a category. We will go through that category, and you will guess until there is no more answers, or until one of you can't do it anymore. If you start that round, and the other person can't answer, then you go and you win. Bless you, Slade. Well done for muting, but breaking that wall.
We're bringing it into attention.
If you
I tried for you, audience.
If you didn't start the round and then the next person gets it wrong, you still need to answer because you haven't, completed the point.
Sure.
We are doing best of 3. Are we ready, gentlemen?
Yes.
Yep. I'm gonna let Tim go first each time because he
Are
needs
you?
to win
Yeah,
something.
Tim, you've not
I'm gonna be
won
nice.
yet,
I could do with a dub.
I'll give you a little handicap here. I'll shut up.
Can you edit out the word cap in that, Tim?
Maybe
I'd always give Tim handies. There you go. Use that audio.
Why do you
clip
think he
for
sounds really happy during the recording? Okay, cool. So this is, according to Wikipedia,
Tim, what the fuck?
off to a flying start. Tim, what have you sent?
Oh, just found a thing.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, everybody. Tim has posted a photo in our Discord of Diary of a Farting Creeper.
It's a book by a guy called Wimpy Fart.
Cool.
Thanks, Tim. Anyways, back to the game.
Cool. So this is according to Wikipedia. So take that what you will. The top 10 selling video games of all time.
Okay.
Going to start with Tim.
Tetris.
Correctamundo.
Am I still going? Or is it?
Yeah.
I was waiting for the little ding, but I forgot
we
the
can't get
soundboard
them.
isn't working.
The only problem
Yeah.
with this is I now can't do the timer. So
Okay.
I'm going to just
So-
say insert timer here.
Okay. All right. Wii Sports.
Correctamundo.
Minecraft.
Correct.
Call of Duty. Do I have to franchise it out, or can I just say Call of Duty?
There is no Call of Duty on there, Slade. So, Tim, you are
What?
one step closer. Would you like me to go through the list really quickly?
Sure, I think we actually covered this. So I think GTA 5 is on there.
You are correct.
As
So,
Skyrim, I think.
no. So it goes from 1 to 10, from highest to lowest. Minecraft, GTA 5, Tetris, Wii Sports, PUBG, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Brothers, Red Dead Redemption 2, Pokemon, the Game Boy version, and Terraria.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
good for you, Terraria.
Terraria? Oh, good on you, bud.
So, Slade, do you think that Tim needs a dub, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Slade, do you
What
want
fighting
do you
game
want,
character knows how to parry best?
do you
Anyways,
want
what?
to do you want to have Tim the start on this?
Sure, that's
Okay,
fine.
well, we're
I mean, I've
looking-
won every time we've done this. I'm happy to give Tim a little.
We're looking at characters in Street Fighter 1.
Oh
Hey,
yes.
I don't know any, so go ahead and hand it over.
Tim.
Ryu.
Correct.
I don't know a single Street Fighter
But just
character.
guess.
Steve.
Unfortunately, that is correct. No, it's wrong. Well done, Tim. You're the winner. I'll send you the thing. The
Fatality.
all the files for this, but now you have a massive dub to your name.
Have you guys ever played Street Fighter 1?
No.
No.
It is
I've never played Street Fighter.
awful. It is awful. It's a wonder.
Isn't that the one where the dudes just filmed themselves changing costumes and took like still images?
No.
What fighting game am I thinking of?
You're probably thinking
Mortal
of
Kombat, I think?
MK1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to play the final round?
Yeah, we might as well.
Sure.
There.
Let's do it.
Cool. These are named voice actors of the Wikipedia article for the Super Mario Brothers movie.
We've done this.
No, we haven't.
Boom. Got it.
Pretty sure we've done this.
I don't think we have.
Didn't we do this? Because you asked us to name him, and I was like Keegan Michael Key, and you were like, oh yeah, he's in there.
Oh, f***'s sake, we've done this.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're just going to go back and do another one then. This is one we did before. Let's see how this one pans out. Resident Evil 4 weapons. There's 19 in total.
Am I going first?
Yep. Go ahead.
Typewriter.
That is... well, this happened last time. Can you give me the
It
proper
did.
name, please?
The typewriter Tommy gun?
Slade. On
The
to you.
Chicago typewriter.
Come on, Slade, our Resident Evil 4 expert. What? Name one.
The pistol?
That is correct. You win that
Yeah.
round.
Right. As a Resident Evil expert, I can tell you that it's shit.
You looking forward to the remake, Slade?
No, I'm not playing
It
it.
looks good. Looks really, really good.
Looks
I saw the
lovely.
cum rain got toned down.
Right, and on that note...
Alright, well, you can... Slade, where can they find you?
You can find me over at Slade Plays Games on Twitter and Twitch. Slade's Life on Instagram. You can also find me at doing 2 guest spots on the Gaming and Collecting podcast and the Cult-Worthy Movie podcast.
It's almost like you're between two pods.
Yay.
Slade, what's that a reference to?
Between Two Pods is a guest show we do where we invite other podcasts on to talk to us about their favorite video games and podcast itself.
I love that name, by the way.
Thank you.
What do you mean, thank you? I came up with it.
Well,
Joey, where can they find you?
well,
I was going to take full credit for it if you didn't remember that. I was going to be like, yep, I did that.
I'm not appearing on any podcast, but I would like to give a shout out to Talking Smack because Josh is, my boo. He's my bubba. He's my boo 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 boo. And I will share both of you that reference later because both of you look perplexed.
Yeah.
And you can also find me at twitch.tv/GameClubPod or search for Game Club Pod on YouTube and find us there, where Tim and I will be showing our faces on stream.
Don't forget our Discord.
Join our Discord.
Stupids.
Fuck the Discord. Tim, where can they find you?
At Wembembo and everything, and on my other podcast, The Fanatics, where my friend Aya and I watch the same awful movie every week. We're watching.
Oh, and he also has a Steam Deck.
I have a Steam Deck now.
Hi, I'm Tim, and my pronouns are Steam and Deck. Sorry, Tim, you got cut off there talking about your other podcast. Tell us about your other podcast.
My friend Aya and I watch the same awful movie every week. It's called The Fanatics.
The movie's called The
The
Fanatics?
movie's called The Fanatics?
No, the podcast is called The Fanatics. The movie was Catwoman.
Okay.
Why
How
are
are
you
you
called the
watching it?
Catwomen?
Because we already established a brand name in the first season.
Explain to us, how does this movie podcast work? Y'all just
We watch the
it
same awful movie every week for a year.
How
every
far
week?
into you are you now?
We recorded episode 17 last night.
Well, so you got a long way to go then. You must really like
Yes.
this movie.
No. I actually hate this considerably more than the season 1 movie.
Do you?
I actually really do.
I have seen both, and I don't remember Catwomen being that bad.
It's a nothing movie. Like, I don't think you guys will have ever seen this either. But if you've ever seen Sex and the City 2, you'll know what I mean by like it is a nothing movie.
That is one of Slade's 4 movies he's watched.
bold of you to assume. I also think it's really funny that Tim is our resident movie podcast guy when you think about it.
There's my copy of Sex and the City 2.
He's got a physical copy of it. But Tim is our resident movie podcast guy, and I get invited to go talk about movies.
Well, they are anime movies, which
They're what
still
movies?
don't quite get the grasp of.
They're what movies?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. He says anime. I
don't
think
know.
He means cartoons.
Do y'all want to know what movies we're watching? I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Maybe they should tune in. Maybe they should tune in.
Tune in, you fishy people. Yeah, do that.
Is that a The Office reference?
No, it's not. I wish it was, but it just came to my
Hey,
head.
big tuna.
And it fell out of my mouth without me thinking or processing any of it.
I really like adding the word the into like a reference. It was like, is that a The Office reference?
Oh, God.
So speaking of Andy Bernard, the guy who calls Jim Big Tuna,
Yeah.
you know the song he sings when he leaves?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did a presentation for my friend who left my work this week, and I included the song "I Will Remember You," but the Ed Helms version, which he sang.
Oh, lovely.
It was beautiful.
Lovely.
Amazing.
Lovely.
So remember, listener, we will remember you. Will you remember
Remember
me?
I mean, I won't.
Wow. Slade,
All right.
you twat bag. Let's leave it there.
All right. Well, see you in 2 weeks, everyone, for Half-Life 2, Episode 1 and 2.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I
Ciao.
hope
Sure.
it's a good time.
Ciao.
Surely
you
that would be a
sexy
whole life,
divas.
wouldn't it?
No. It's actually, with the first game, is 1.5 lives.
Yeah.
So, ciao, you sexy divas. Bye.